On January 15, 1947, Elizabeth Short's body was found cut in half and left in an abandoned lot in Los Angeles. In the early hours of January 15, 1947, 22-year-old Elizabeth Short was brutally murdered and then left on the side of the road in an undeveloped Los Angeles neighborhood. Her body had been mutilated and cut in half with surgical precision. Short was born on July 29, 1924, and grew up outside Boston with her parents and 4 sisters, per the Black Dahlia. Shattered dreams. When she was 6 years old, her father lost the family's savings following the 1929 stock market crash and mysteriously disappeared. His car was later found abandoned on the Charlestown Bridge, where he was believed to have died by suicide. After dealing with a respiratory condition and undergoing surgery, a 16-year-old Short began spending winters in Florida with family friends, per a doctor's recommendation, who believed the milder climate would help improve her health. Eventually, Short dropped out of high school and regularly visited her loved ones. In December 1946, just weeks before her murder, Short left LA for San Diego. She allegedly told friends that she was scared, but didn't explain why, and immediately moved. When Short arrived in San Diego, she met another young woman named Dorothy French, who allowed her to stay with her family. The next few days of Short's life leading up to her murder have been shrouded in some degree of mystery. Her exact whereabouts are unknown, aside from sporadic sightings and an alleged encounter with Officer Myrle McBride, who claimed to have seen Short on January 14, just hours before she was found dead. On the morning of January 15, 1947, Short's body was discovered by a young mother on a walk with her child through Limert Park, an LA neighborhood that was largely undeveloped at the time. Noticing the body from afar, the woman first believed it to be a mannequin, per the FBI, due to the contorted position of the limbs. As she approached the grassy area on the side of the road, she found something much more horrific. Short's naked body had been severed at the waist with surgical precision. Though internal organs were removed, the extensively mutilated corpse had been drained of blood, indicating that Short had been killed elsewhere. Her face was also bruised and cut, with a grisly slash running from each side of her mouth. When the coroner later examined the body, he ruled that the cause of death was due to hemorrhaging from the lacerations to Short's face and the shock from the repeated strikes to her head, according to Severed, the true story of the Black Dahlia. After Short's body was discovered, the Los Angeles Police Department launched an investigation, which ran until 1950, when it was shut down, according to 48 Hours. To this day, no one has ever been officially charged for Short's murder. While there are numerous theories about Short's murder, one of the most highly suspected culprits is Dr. George Hodel, a gynecologist who had a clinic in L.A. He was known to throw parties for Hollywood's rich and famous, and was rumored to be dating Short before her death, per 48 Hours. Hodel was initially labeled a suspect in 1949 after he was arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting his teenage daughter. When Hodel died in 1999, Steve found a photo in his father's belongings that appeared to be Short. While it has remained unconfirmed if the photo is actually Short, it began Steve's inquiry into her murder. In his years of research and investigation, Steve has come across other pieces of evidence tying his father to the murder, including 5 witnesses in newspapers describing him as Short's boyfriend. He also had formal training as a surgeon at the University of California, San Francisco. On top of that, Steve and a handwriting expert discovered eerie similarities between his father's writing and letters sent to the examiner in 1947. He also found receipts for bags of cement purchased by his father just days before Short's death, the same brand as an empty bag of cement found near her corpse. Then in 2018, Steve told the South Pasadenan that he had uncovered a 70-year-old letter from a former police informant who had written that Short was killed by a man named G.H. Although the LAPD looked into Steve's research, they chose not to pursue his leads. He believes his father was friendly with officers, and they were protecting him. Still, some officials believe that he may have cracked the case. I told Steve, if his father was still alive, I would have filed murder charges against him, LA Deputy District Attorney Steve Kay told People. His evidence was very persuasive.